Okay, sports scientists, we are still at the step 2. We stopped here last time in the previous video. I'm talking about side, specific adaptation to impose demand. You choose the exercise that related to the sports. Okay, now there are another three small but still important to be considered in selecting exercise for your athletes is the exercise technique experience. Unskilled individuals are introduced to machine exercises. If your athlete is not familiar to do the free weight, for example the barbell, the dumbbell exercises, so you should start with the very easy one, a control movement and safe for them, introduce to the machine and progressively shift to the more challenging, involve the posture, technique and balance, which are free weight exercises. Okay, you have to ensure that they can perform the exercise technique correctly. And the second one is availability of the equipment. Lack of equipment would limit the choices of exercise that you choose. But to train the athletes as best as you can, try to have a more equipped, at least a barbell or dumbbell to include exercises that are more sport specific, right? And then availability, training time per session. Athletes are individuals who sometimes are students, athletes, and they are in workforce and athletes. So if time is limited, choose exercises that are time efficient. Okay, time efficient could be they emphasize more on a multi-joint, large muscle group instead of split it out to a single joint or one specific exercise for one muscle. Okay, so yeah, for example here, machine leg press versus frontal lunges. Frontal lunges is somewhat like time consuming compared to machine leg press. So yes, as those who are going to take attention to their conditioning, these three should be considered. Okay, now we go to the step 3, training frequency. Training frequency is number of training sessions completed in a given period of time. We're talking about how many sessions per week. It depends on these 4 factors: athlete's training status, sports season, training load and type of exercise, and concurrent training or activities. Okay, the first one is training status. So training status affects the rest day between training session, because when the athlete is adept, they can have a more frequent in the session. At least one rest day, no more than 3 between session that stress the same muscle group. Okay, this is by Hoffman, 1991. If there is no rest days, you are leading the athletes towards overtraining or injury. So however, 3 sessions that stress the muscle group, you cannot have more than that. If not, overtrain. Yes, again. All right, for example, for beginner is lesser frequency per week, 2 times per week, Monday or Thursday. As they adapt, you can progress the more sessions per week, right? And on the left side, you can see the table here talking about beginner 2 to 3 times, advanced almost every day can. And the right side, if it is on the sports season, talking about sports season, right? Another consideration for the training frequency. Okay, if it is in season, sports skill more, reduced resistance training. We are conditioning specialists, so we are talking about resistance training. If they are all in season, of course the coach will emphasize more on sports skills. So the number of training session conditioning per week is quite few. In compare with off-season, high resistance training, now is our time to emphasize greatly on the resistance training so that they can build the strength, build the power through the resistance training. And because low sports skill, pre-season, medium sports skill, and post-season not specific. Sometimes post-season they are focusing on the more on the recovery, they maintain their fitness, they are away from the sports for a while. Sometimes the footballers, they are not going for the conditioning, not going to play football, they're going for swimming. Okay, so we as sports conditioning, we should aware that which sports seasons they are. Okay, and the key point is, again, have been highlighted before. And then this is example of training priorities by sports season. Off season, low sport practice, resistance training high. We as sport conditioning, we look at the resistance training. If pre-season is medium, in season is low, post season dia tak tentu lah, but we are put more on the off season, because off season they can focus more on the conditioning of the muscle strength and power, right? The athletes is well adapt. We can talk about split routine. Today they are doing upper body, next day they're doing the lower body, and the next day they're doing the upper body chest, and then the next day will be upper body back. right? So this well advanced athletes is allowed. If they are not advanced, they're not well trained, you cannot simply jump into this kind of split routine. Remember, split routine is for advanced because they are well adapted, right? This is an example of split routine. So when the athlete is advanced and they can recover fast, you can split it out like this. You look at the training day, which one? Okay, this one. Okay, only one rest day because the training involved chest and back on the first day, and then chest and back again, lower body. Yeah, to alternate the type of training in order for them to train every day. Okay, resistance training. Alright, and the step 3, still step 3, the third consideration in training frequency will be training load exercise type. If the training load is maximal or near maximal, it requires more recovery time, therefore they need more rest. Okay, you can always alternate heavy and light day. Upper body muscles recover quickly from heavy loads in compare with lower body. So if you are emphasizing more on upper body muscles, give rest more. Okay, or we are doing the alternate upper body rest, and then on the third day start the upper body again, because on the second day giving the other region of the muscles, right? Single joints exercises recover faster than multi-joint exercises. For example, powerlifter, when they train once a week of very heavy deadlifting or squat. Okay, that's training frequency consideration. Alright, and the last but not least, other training in influencing your training frequency. Training frequency is influenced by the overall amount of physical stress. Consider the effect of this. If they are emphasizing, the athlete is doing aerobic or anaerobic training, so the resistance training should be fewer, and the other sports skill practice or physically demanding occupation. Remember, athletes itself, if they are not professional athletes, they are training with you. Sometimes they are involved in other type of occupation, involve standing, walking. If policeman, you can quite outdoor, or you should emphasize. You should consider to give the amount of stress resistance training in consideration with the occupation. Right? Yeah, and then the next step today, step 4, is exercise order. Exercise order is a sequence of resistance exercises performed during one training session. Okay, right. This is the first method of exercise order, the sequence. Power, other core, and then assistant exercise. Power first, explosive one, the core exercise, still multi-joint or large muscle group, and the last one will be the easiest one, single joint exercises. Power exercises such as snatch, hang clean, power should be performed first in the training session, followed by the non-explosive, and gradually to the assistant exercise, single joint. Because performing power exercises when the body is still metabolically fresh. Okay, remember, power exercise, explosive, require highest level of skill and concentration. If the power exercise you insert in the middle of the training, I'm sure that they are not at their full quality, and they are lacking of concentration, of course, and their metabolic is not as fresh as they start the training program. So what if you are not involving any power exercises in the training? Then you can always start with core, then gradually to the assistant, core exercises, large muscle group, multi-joint, and then gradually to the assistant exercises. Okay, susah dulu, senang kemudian, besar and kecil, macam tu, the sequence. Okay, right. And the second method, besides the previous one, upper and lower body. This is one of my favorite, because you alternating the upper body and the lower body muscle while doing the either part of it. Okay, right. This is to provide opportunity for athletes to recover more fully between exercises. If the exercises are performed with minimal rest, this method is referred to circuit training. Okay, sometimes we call it circuit training, but yeah, This is a sample. For example, sample of course, 10 reps of barbell squat followed by 10 reps of bench press, the upper body, and goes up to the lower body again, 10 reps of deadlift, and then 10 reps of leg pull down. If this is to perform in 3 rounds, it is a circuit training involving upper and lower body exercises. What do you think? It still can build your muscle, build your endurance maybe, and burn the calories. And this is the one of the type of sequencing of exercise. All right, and still in the exercise order, the third method will be push and pull exercises, alternate. This is to recruit pushing exercises with pulling exercises. Pushing, for example, bench press, shoulder press, tricep extension, tolak, bench, pushing, and then extension, push. Okay, with pulling will be pull, leg pull down, bend over row, and bicep curl. Okay, this is to ensure same muscle group will not involve in 2 exercises in succession, thus reducing fatigue. When you are trying to reduce the fatigue when doing the exercise, you are emphasizing on the maximal effort or the quality of performing the exercise. Okay, this is the sample, similar to previous, but they are doing pushing and pulling exercise. 10 reps of barbell squat, and then 10 reps of leg pull down, 10 reps of leg press, and 10 reps of seated row. 3 rounds, it is push and pull. Okay, the third method. Right, the fourth, yes, this one is more towards sport specific, scientific methods. Right, superset and compound set. These 2 types of sets perform in a pair with little or no rest between them, back to back. Okay, 1 set, 1 pasangan, superset, 1 pair. A superset, 2 exercises, 2 opposing muscle, and then there must be agonist and antagonist, perform no rest, back to back. Okay, saya ulang. Superset, 2 exercises, 2 muscle, opposing muscle, contoh agonist and antagonist, no rest, back to back. On the other hand, compound set, 2 exercises, 1 muscle group, no rest or minimal rest, back to back. Okay, the example will be the first superset, 10 reps of bicep curl, and then immediately no rest, shift to the next exercise, which is tricep extension for 10 reps. Biceps curl targets the biceps muscle, of course, biceps curl, and then the tricep extension, the tricep muscle. So while the biceps curl is recruiting, the tricep extension is being activating, and then when it is resting, you are shifting to the back, the tricep muscles, but while doing the superset. That is called superset. No rest in between, 2 muscles, 2 exercises. Okay, example of compound set is barbell bicep curl and hammer curl. Kalau hammer curl, barbell we perform is macam ni kan. If is hammer curl, you're doing like this. Okay, they are recruiting the same muscle group, however slightly different region of that muscles. Okay, they have its own benefit and reason why is doing like that. Okay, this is a sample superset. Pasangan pertama, 10 reps of bench press, immediately back to back goes to 10 reps of leg pull down. Okay, this is saving the time, and then it increase the intensity, and the back to back muscle, it challenge the metabolic stress. Okay, you look at the second example, leg extension and leg curl. Leg extension, the quads muscle, leg curl, hamstring. The third pair, biceps curl and tricep extension. These keywords of performing, doing superset, back to back, no rest in between, minimal rest maybe. Okay, this the purpose of doing it is to increase the strength and to promote muscle growth by promoting metabolic stress. Okay, through the elevation of blood pH. Tak sempat nak bagi rest, the blood pH is elevating, thus the muscle growth will be promoted. Superset is beneficial for those who want to build muscle, hypertrophy and build strength. Okay, on the other hand, compound set, pasangan pertama, 10 reps of bench press, immediately goes to the incline dumbbell press. Bench press, it targets the midsection of the pecs muscle. However, the incline dumbbell press, the upper region of the pecs muscle. So still in the same muscle group, however, different region. The same goes to the second pair, 10 reps of squat, 10 reps of lunges. Different region, similar muscle group, lower body, the glutes, hamstring and quads. And the third pair, sample still, biceps curl and hammer curl. Okay. Compound set also save time. My favorite will be superset lah just now, but compound set still save time and it challenge the muscle group. Remember, challenging the muscle group to build strength and to maximize energy expenditure. It is very useful for muscle definition. Okay, muscle definition maksudnya you want to build more shape and the size is nampak jelas. Kita tengok, we look at the first pair here. Bench press, typical bench press, flat bench press, it targets the midsection of the pecs. However, the incline dumbbell press, it targets the upper region of the pecs muscle. So in this case, almost every part of the pecs muscle being activates in performing the exercise of 10 reps. So if we're talking about you want to have a muscle definition, then the compound set is for your athletes or for you yourself. Okay. Compound set and superset similarity is minimal rest and back to back. Okay, and also it saves time. And it's very useful for those who want to get the body to adapt. Instead of doing single set, satu set bench press, second set bench press, third set bench press, we can always try to give them superset and compound set to get the body adapt and to challenge the muscle to receive the intensity or to receive the stress in order for them to build stronger and to get the muscle growth, right? Yes, that's all about the third step and fourth step. We'll continue later. Thank you.